Hey guys, my name is Komasan and welcome to another week of FNAF Weekly News, a series I cover every Saturday that covers this week's past FNAF news, and this week it's mainly FNAF movie news. There's a lot of information that recently came out for the FNAF movie and for the FNAF 2 movie, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff to talk about. There's a little bit of morts and a little bit of book news, so if you guys like this video, please like and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and thank you to my channel member, so you can become a channel member for $1, $5, and $10 a month, and it helps out a lot. But let's just jump into the morts news. So Darko has revealed a new upcoming Glamrock Bonnie Hex product, and we got an image of it. So it's a t-shirt that shows like 3 different poses of Glamrock Bonnie, and honestly, they're pretty cool. This t-shirt looks okay. It's nothing bad. Like, it's kind of lame compared to the other ones because Darko has made some pretty banger t-shirts in the past. So this one isn't as radical. Maybe if you like Glamrock Bonnie, then you would probably pick this up. But personally, for me, I don't really like it. It's kind of boring, but the poses are pretty cool, and I like the lightning bolts coming out of the guitar and stuff like that. Pretty good if you like Glamrock Bonnie. You pick it up. And that was all for the FNAF merch news. I know there was like one thing, but that's all we had this entire week. But let's just jump into the book news now. So the visual novelization of Five Nights at Freddy's 2 has been delayed from February 3rd, 2026 to May 5th, 2026. So we've covered this book, like I believe 2 weeks ago when it got first announced on Johnny Blox's Blue Sky. Now, this is basically a novelization of the FNAF 2 movie, which basically is like a book form of the movie. Several movies do that, but like I guess it's got delayed. I don't know why it got, but for some reason all the FNAF books always get delayed. I have no clue why they do, but it seems like this one is delayed as well. It's not that like big of a jump. It's like a few months, but still it's kind of disappointing to see. So if you wanted to read the FNAF 2 movie in book form, you're gonna have to wait a little bit longer, sadly. And that was all for the book news. Like I said, there wasn't a lot of stuff except for movie news, but let's just jump to the biggest news in my opinion is the game news, and we got a very well blighted skin is releasing for Springtrap in Dead by Daylight on October 31st, and this skin looks absolutely crazy. So if you don't know, if you don't play Dead by Daylight, each character like killer gets a blighted skin. There's a character called Blight, and he has a serum that basically injects other killers within the game, and they basically become like mutated versions of themselves, and it's very twisted and stuff. Like there's like one for Ghostface, Legion, Chucky, like a bunch of characters have these blighted skins, and I'm surprised that Springtrap is getting one over some other characters, and I believe another character, I think the Unknown is getting a blighted skin, I'm not sure, but the Springtrap skin looks pretty crazy. His brain is showing, his face is showing, his teeth, like it's disgusting looking. It's kind of very, it's pretty different compared to the other blighted skins in my opinion. I don't really see the blight anywhere on him. I just see like exposed body parts basically, which is pretty disgusting, like less wiring and more like organs, if that makes sense. So it's very more like organic, and it's disgusting. But this is releasing on October 31st. I believe Dead by Daylight is going to be having an event doing that, and right now it's on sale. So if you want to play Springtrap and Dead by Daylight, I think it's the perfect time. The game's pretty fun. If you like other IPs, you can also pick them up. Last one, the licensed one, was The Walking Dead, and actually got me into The Walking Dead. I've been watching that on the side, but this is pretty cool. I really like this blighted skin. Now let's jump into the big thing of this week, and that's all the FNAF movie news. So Matthew Leonard on FNAF 2 movie, he has said this: we want more jump scares. We want to sit in an audience and not only get lore from the world, we also want to be filled with feelings. I think fans are going to lose their minds. I think this movie is really fantastic. So Matthew Leonard wants more jump scares and a better focus on the lore aside from jump scares. What mainly people like focus on with the FNAF movie. I know a lot of people wanted it to be scary and stuff like that, but I was more interested in the lore and stuff like that. I know it's not like really scary, it's more like a thriller movie in my honest opinion, but like that's not a bad thing. I thought everything was executed very well. I know a lot of people didn't like the fort scene, but Scott Cawthon said that he didn't want to make the animatronics like completely evil because there's still kids in those animatronic suits, you know, let kids be kids and let them have fun and stuff like that, even if they are giant robots and stuff like that. So I really agree with Matthew Leonard's phrasing on the FNAF 2 movie. I think this movie is gonna be better than the previous movies, so we just gotta wait and see on December to see what this movie is really like. I ordered like gamer subs or something like that, and it came in the mail finally, so I guess I'll try that later. That's pretty cool. But let's just jump into the second news. So Matthew Leonard reveals how Skeet Ulrich was cast in the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie. What Scott Cawthon is considering what to cast for this role is Skeet's, and he started looking around and considering who sort of the middle-aged man. Leonard recalling Cawthon asking him what's Skeet's line to work with. How is he as a guy? To which he responded, he's a dream. He's the sweetest man around. He's talented and he cares deeply about fans. I think that both of us approach fandoms with admiration and appreciation, and I think that's this really speaks to Scott, because he has the same reputation with his fans. I think that's one of the reasons he bought into Skeet, and I think Skeet knocked it out of the park. He's fantastic in the film, and I'm excited for people to see it. Okay, here's another one. So Matthew Little encourages fans to watch the Five Nights at Freddy's 2 movie in theaters in hopes of making a third movie. So he says no pressure, and this is very slutty of me to say, but if people see it in the theater and it's a hit, they'll make a third movie. So we've heard Matthew Little talk about this several times in the past about telling the fans to watch the FNAF 2 movie so the third one can be made. And I know it's gonna be made, and like it's pretty obvious. The FNAF 1 movie did very well. Like it was super well. Like it did well in the box office and stuff like that. So I am pretty sure the FNAF 2 movie is gonna do even better because I know fans love FNAF 2 more than FNAF 1, and it has like this culture around FNAF 2, which is kind of crazy to talk about. Like people love FNAF 2 even if I don't like it. So this movie's gonna be crazy, and I know fans are definitely gonna be checking it out. The first time when the FNAF movie came into the theaters, it was crazy. There's a lot of cosplays, a lot of chaotic stuff, so I hope fans don't go kind of like too crazy like the Minecraft movie. But I know they're gonna watch this movie, so I don't know what he's talking about. He's just a little bit worried, which I kind of understand. But he got nothing to worry about. Us fans will definitely check out this movie. So Jason Blum says Blumhouse's challenge with the Five Nights at Freddy's movie was to cement an icon. For nearly a decade, this one franchise offshoot didn't materialize, was a big budget feature. So basically, he wanted to make the Five Nights at Freddy's like characters mainstream and make them a icon in the Blumhouse's public category of different mascots they have, because I'm pretty sure they own the rights. Halloween, Saw, now they own the rights to Saw. What's the crazy thing about Chucky, I believe? I'm not sure about Chucky though. Megan, which I don't know what they're doing with Megan. That last movie was like an action film, not a horror film, so I don't know what's going on with that. And I think Nightmare on Elm Street, I'm not sure, but they haven't made a movie in like 10 years, so it's kind of crazy. But they try to make Freddy Fazbear an icon, but he was already an icon in the internet, but he needed like mainstream people, in my opinion, to like know it. So I kind of agree with Jason Blum here on what he says, and I believe that Freddy Fazbear is already an icon. And according to Blumhouse, the official kill count for Five Nights at Freddy's is 9+. So 9 people have actually died in the movie, which is good to know. We don't need no kill count now from the YouTube channel, which is funny, but that is good to know that 9 people died in the FNAF movie. So you guys are like, oh, it's not Bloody Knife. That's still 9 people that died in a PG-13 movie. That's kind of crazy to think about. And Scott Cawthon on adapting the Five Nights at Freddy's into a film. I always thought that it could potentially be a great movie. It had a rough few years getting off the ground, but eventually all the right pieces came together. And this kind of makes sense because throughout like the years, we've seen Scott really trying to push for a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. We've seen like scripts and stuff like that of the past, rough drafts of the script, and it took a long time, but eventually we did get the Five Nights at Freddy's movie, and it was everything that I ever wanted. And I'm pretty sure some fans agree with me. I know some fans didn't like it, of course, but you know, it's just an opinion. Don't gotta kill me for it. But I think it came out very well. I think all the pieces came together like Scott said, and we got one of my favorite movies of all time. And this is one of the most important things that Scott has to say on why the FNAF movie was PG-13. There had to be a kill count, as with any other horror movie, but not at the expense of the innocence of the mortal children. The movie needed to have killer animatronics and this is what people don't understand. The animatronics are still kids. They aren't just killer robots. And you can't really make it R-rated because of that. So it's really hard to balance between PG-13 and R-rated. So fans, I really don't understand why fans want the FNAF movie to be R-rated. FNAF is always like PG-13. It was never really like mature. There wasn't a lot of blood. So I have no clue on why people think that the FNAF movie should be like R-rated. I don't think they know what FNAF really is like. I know FNAF can be dark like the books, but like the games and stuff like that are never like that. So it's very confusing why people think the movie should be R-rated when movies don't have to be R-rated. They can be PG-13 and still do fine and still show blood and violence and all that jazz. And that is all the FNAF news for this week. It's a lot of FNAF movie news. I skipped over some because it didn't have really much like substance, so it wasn't really important to tell. But if you guys like this video, please like, subscribe. Tell me what your favorite thing was announced in this video, because I love to hear you guys talk in the comments below. Are you excited for the Dead by Daylight Blighted skin? I know I am, even though I'm not buying it. And thank you to my channel member, so you can become a channel member for $1 or $5 and $10 a month, and it helps a lot. But I'll see you guys in the next video.